The average intersection, you see a street light, stoplight as we maybe call them here. And so you got a green light, a yellow light, and a red light. My perception of the church is there are some pockets of the activity of God right now in local churches that are as green and anointed and blessed and supernatural as anything I've ever seen. I mean, there are pockets of the activity of God right now that take my breath away. That's right. Explosive activity of the Holy Spirit, solid preaching, good organization, clear vision, engagement of volunteers. There's some incredible church work going on these days. I observe it. I probably get exposed to more than my share of it because of the leadership things we do around Willow. So I hear a lot of stories. I meet a lot of pastors. I listen to a lot of the development of what's going on in local churches. I have never been prouder of the expression of the local church than in some of its expressions that I see these days. And I get wildly optimistic when I look at the green light at the intersection. We all know that there's a whole other group of churches. It's a red light situation. It's bad. The church, in some pockets, is diseased. It's corrupt. It's compromised. There's no vision. There's a little social club or a little fiefdom going on that should not bear the name of Christ. Now, that's just there. Now, we can close our eyes to it. Why would we? It's there. You're aware of it, and so am I. I don't even know what to do with that part of the church. Mm-hmm. I don't lose sleep over it. I don't knock on their doors. I don't, if they come to us for help, I'll certainly try to serve them. But I don't spend a lot of time. Maybe I should, but I don't spend a lot of time with them. I think they'll run their course, and the world will be a better place when they go away. Mm-hmm. But then there's this whole other group in the middle, and that would represent, the yellow light. They could go either way. Mm-hmm. And I spend a certain amount of sleepless nights because that group is impressionable. Mm-hmm. And that group, with the right kind of vision and the right kind of serving and teaching and challenging and inspiring, they could go green. Mm. And if they would, we're going to see something terrific happen in our country and around the world. If they start to slide red, that's going to hurt the cause. Mm. But I'm kind of a green guy. I love where the fires are raging and try to, as God gives me.
What are some of the greens that you see? Can you be a little more specific of some of the things that encourage you that you see coming out of the church?
You take, again, I'm just an Acts 2 maniac, but if you look at what are the marks of a biblically functioning community, and the marks would be that the gospel is being fearlessly proclaimed, and people are actually getting saved. Not like getting warmed up, but getting saved. And there are churches right now that are really on fire evangelistically. And, it says in Acts 2 that the followers were totally devoted to the teaching and to communion and to prayer and fellowship and so the level of devotion was actually producing disciples, not halfwayers. Like people who were real serious about it. And I see that in churches. I see a greater emphasis on spiritual formation and the trying to develop the mind and the hearts of people all the way to the full devotion side of the equation. Very excited about that. There's a day, and again, some of you I've known for a long, long time. I think of John Huffman and others who there's a day when it was normal for a church not to be evangelistic, it was normal for churches not to disciple, it was normal for churches not to have small groups, you know. I mean, but in many pockets around the country these days, it's normal to care about lost people. It's normal to want your found people to really grow up. It's normal for people to be in a small group.
Mhm.
It's normal for people to talk about social justice and compassion. These things were not normal 30 years ago. And they're becoming more normal, which is a cause I think we should all rejoice in. Those churches in the yellow, again, they could go either way on these things. The church in the green, they're all over this stuff.